Hello everybody, Shadow here, and welcome back to Trails of Cold Steel 2. As you can tell from the fact that my hair is wet, it is a new day. I have just showered, and now I'm getting back into it because I really want to play, so I'm not gonna wait for my hair to dry. Let's go ahead and help out. I want to turn this into a workshop for creating Valamar's Tachi. If you get a chance, I'd really appreciate it if you could help me out. Choosing to help George make his workshop will cause the main story to advance. That should be fine. As a result, all unfinished quests will disappear. We've already turned them all in. Thanks. Well then, do you think you could bring me my tools from over at the over in the Orbital factory? Can do, George. All right. George and Reen then began remodeling the ship's hold into a workshop. While the process was more than a little exhausting, it didn't take long before they were finished. Okay. Big sword. Phew. This should work for now. Okay, let's see if we can process this Zemurian ore. Ready? We're going to start by reinforcing Valamar's existing blade, right? Kind of your way of prepping for the real thing? That's the idea, yeah. I just want to get a feel for what it's like to work with. And it'll give you a stronger sword to use in the meantime. Let's get to work. Of course. Alright. Let's do it. Together they worked on reinforcing Valamar's existing blade. Despite the task being simple compared to making an entirely new weapon, working with the Zemurian ore was hard even for George. Reen and the other members of Class 7, as well as even Valamar, helped where they could and supported him in his efforts. Eventually... Sorry, I'm caught on something. There we go. That's better.
It's almost Christmas.
It looks a little bit shinier. Whoa! Valamar, your new blade is quite impressive. Yeah, it came out pretty well. Although the base weapon is still the same as the Soldat's. Unlike a Soldat's blade, however, I can feel mana radiating from it now. I expect it'll be able to hold a significantly keener edge than before. I'm amazed you managed to process that stuff. A hunk of crystal like that must have been a real pain to work with, huh, George? Well, if anyone could do it, it's you. I wouldn't have been able to do much with it, if not for you guys' help. That we got this far is a real testament to our combined efforts. I'm not sure our contributions can even compare to what you've done, and I'm grateful for it. I'm sure the battles ahead are going to go a lot more smoothly thanks to this. We're lucky to have you on our side, George. Now all you gotta do is take it into a real fight and see how it feels. Right, we should get Valamar to give it a good couple
Oh, you're all still here.
Yes, is something wrong? What's up? What's all the hubbub?
Toa?
What's wrong? It's not like you to be so flustered.
I gotta turn down my volume a little bit.
It's terrible. We got an emergency report in from the Twin Dragons Bridge.
Oh no!
It's Keldic.
Keldic?
What happened to Keldic?
It was set on fire.
Oh no! Excuse
by the
me?
Crimson Provincial Army.
How dare they?
What?
What?
Oh. Well, if we weren't already in a war, I would say this means war. But this means continuing the war. They set a course for Keldic, and hurried there as fast as their legs could carry them. Their legs? Their legs. We're in an airship. Once they arrived, a number of them disembarked to access the situation, Instructor Sarah and Eustace included. Okay, fair enough. Let's take Emma and Fee and Elliot. All right. Same day, Keldick. All right. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, that's bad. Holy moly. Oh, Claire's over there. Oof. Well, yeah, we're gonna destroy whoever did this. This is awful. How could they? Why would they do such a thing? The Grand Market seems to have taken the brunt of it, too. I can't believe this. Let's have a look around town. We should pay a visit to both the Market Manager and the 4th Armored Division, too. Fair. I assume we're checking in with... Oh, no. Lots of people hurt. Not Louise, too. Excuse me, but how's she holding up? Has she been given medical treatment? Father Zerbel's already tended to her, but apparently the blow to her head was so strong, he can't be sure she'll make it. Louise, please open your eyes. I'm begging you. I'm sorry, hold on. Is there somebody in the bed by the kid, or is that kid just standing next to the bed to make it look like they're next to somebody? Because there's no one on that pillow. So, what's going on? You two seemed like good friends from what I've seen. Yeah, we got to know each other from my visits to the Weathercock whenever I was in town for work. But I'm not going to be able to do anything for her staying here. Let's go. We need to see how things are elsewhere. Right. Yeah, no, this kid's literally just standing next to a bed. Oh, okay. That makes more sense now. Fair enough. Okay. Oof.
I hope Louise will be okay.
They seem to have enough medicine at least, but...
Dang. Okay, well, let's talk... Is the market manager okay? Please, don't tell me. No. Why, Otto? Please, come back to me. No way. You're all from Thor's, correct? He fell victim to one of the Soldot's attacks while evacuating the townsfolk, I'm afraid. I did everything in my power to save him, and yet... I see. Well, that sucks. We never even got the chance to repay him for helping us while we were here. How could this happen? The market manager's always done everything he could to protect this town. But now he's went and gave his life for us. No one loved this town more than Otto. This just goes to prove that. Why did things end up like this? What are we even supposed to do? Ugh. Well, all that's left is to check in with the, Armored Division. Hi, everyone. Elliot! Dad! Major Nightheart! I see the RMP is here as well. Thank you for coming, everyone. I presume you were all contacted. That's right. We came as soon as we heard. Is this the work of who I think it is? It is as you suspect. This was done by none other than the Croatan Provincial Army's soldats. That's absurd. For what reason? Unfortunately, it's very real. Apparently, they broke through a gap in our line of defense at the Twin Dragons Bridge. According to the report, there were a number of Jaegers within their ranks too. Duke Albarea has been hiring the northern Jaegers throughout this war. They were behind the attack on Ymir too. That explains things. Raising towns like this is one of their specialties. And if they had soldats supporting them too, this couldn't have ended any other way. We arrived on the scene as fast as we could and managed to fight them off while evacuating the townsfolk, but they had already retreated towards Breahard and formed a defensive line by the time the 4th Division arrived. The townsfolk readily accepted us after the provincial army was forced to retreat from Twin Dragons Bridge. It's clear this was intended to punish them for that as an example to others. Even then, though, there's just no excuse for this. This reminds me of what Rufus and Vita said, actually.
I beg to differ. The presence of soldats units on a battlefield makes a tremendous difference. What they may lack in firepower and armor compared to tanks, they make up for in mobility and versatility.
Right.
But more important than even those factors is the psychological impact they have on our opponents.
True.
We're only human. As such, we are as captivated as we are terrified of giant beings bearing human form.
Right. Rufus said that? Oh, Vita. The fear this attack has instilled in the townsfolk seems to be a testament to those words. Thanks to the soldats, it's safe to say they succeeded in their aim. Even we of the RMP felt somewhat powerless before them, especially since we couldn't prevent that fatality. To think the one fatality would be the market manager, of all people. Regardless, we plan to strengthen our defenses here while preparing for countermeasures against Breahard. I advise that you keep your distance from Celtic for a while. Do engrave this horrid sight in your minds, however. This is no mere minor conflict. It's an all-out war. Never forget that. Dad? Anywhere else? We probably go look at the Grand Market now.
No!
It used to be so lively, and now...
You all made it, I see. I've seen a lot during my time as a reporter, but this is the first time I've been left speechless. An atrocity like this can't be forgiven. Nobility or not, there's no excuse for such carnage. We'd be failures as people if we let something like this pass. I'll do whatever I can to make sure this doesn't get covered up. This is heavy. Do we just... Okay, I guess we just leave. Dang. We've got a decent grasp on the situation in Celtic now. Should we head back? We need to plan. Reen! Where's my family? They're all right. They're all safe, right? Becky, Hugo. We told you to wait on board, didn't we? Sorry, but she insisted. You expect me to sit about knowing what happened to my home? My family's safe, right? What about the market manager? Your family's all right. We saw them at the church. I can't say the same for the market manager, though. Oh no, you're having a laugh, huh? The lines don't have an impact when I don't fully commit to the accent, but I can't. Wait! I've got it, Rain. I'll make sure she returns to the Courageous. Thanks. We'll make our way back first, then. We have a lot to discuss regarding where to proceed from here. Indeed. Courageous takes Berea hard. If I had to guess. After leaving Keldic to the Imperial Army's hands, they all went back to the Courageous. Processing both Otto's death and the state of Keldic proved to be difficult, but they had to face it. It was only after Becky and Hugo had returned that they decided to take off.
Still, this war seems to resemble the War of the Lions more by the minute.
Really?
History tells us towns were set ablaze all across the country back then as well.
Really?
That is said to have been the case, yes. Although the situation back then is very different compared to now.
Right.
True enough. This war's been relatively bloodless in comparison, so something like this happening is a big deal.
Still, in the long term, this is bound to hurt the Alliance's cause more than it will help.
Yeah?
That's why I'm finding it so hard to picture that Rufus would give the go-ahead to do it.
I think it's safe to say it was just Duke Albarea doing his own thing. He really seems to hate how Duke Cayenne's higher in practice than him in the Alliance.
Right.
I'm sorry, but this is where we part ways.
Pardonnez-moi?
Captain, please let me disembark somewhere nearby.
What?
You can't be serious.
You're not thinking of trying to settle things with your father alone, are you?
We'll kick your father's butt for you.
I can't believe you would even entertain the thought. You need to take a deep breath and calm down before you do something you'll regret, Eustace.
Right.
How dare you? Don't act like you know the first thing about what I'm feeling right now. As a member of the Albarea family, I have a duty to stop my father. You have no right.
We have every right to interfere, Eustace.
Yeah.
This is clearly too much for one person to handle alone.
Machias is right. You need to calm down and we need to think this over together.
Yeah, this isn't like you at all.
It'll be okay,
As your
Eustace.
classmates and friends, it's not hard to imagine how terrible you must be feeling right now. But that's exactly why we want to help you. And I believe we can.
We should discuss how to approach this matter together.
That's a Class 7 I know.
Still, this isn't a matter to be taken lightly. Your actions could have a profound effect on the war from here on out.
That's fair.
If you're going to get yourselves involved, you're going to need to be prepared for the potential consequences.
True.
But I'm sure you guys know the deal at this point, right?
We fully understand what you're saying. So far, we've tried to keep our interference with the war itself to a minimum. However, what just happened in Keldic was an act of terrorism against innocent civilians. We can't turn a blind eye to that.
Yup.
Right.
We're all agreed there. The market manager did a lot for us, both during our field study and when we were lying low there after the war broke out.
I'm of the same opinion. He may be head of one of the 4 great houses, but the Imperial family can still make him answer for his crimes.
Yeah.
So please, use my position and this ship however necessary to bring him to justice.
Thank you, Your Highness.
All right, I think it's time we come up with a solid plan.
Yup.
We can't allow Duke Albarea to do anything so inhuman ever again.
Thank you.
Pardonnez-moi?
Huh? Is there a call coming through? Where's it coming from? Bear with me a moment. This can't be right. It's coming from an airship owned by the Noble Alliance.
Oh.
How can that be?
They must have sneaked into range. What should we do, Toa? I think I can shake them off if I try.
No. Put the call up on the screen.
It's the Duke, isn't it?
It's a pleasure to see you all
Oh, it's
again.
Rufus.
Especially you, my dear brother.
Are you going to tell us we can go kick your father's butt?
And Princess Alphen is with you, too. Truly, it's an honor, Your Highness.
Rufus?
Goodness.
Why are you calling us?
I apologize for calling so abruptly.
Okay.
Rest assured, I have no intention of attacking or otherwise harming you.
Well, that's good.
I'm calling because there is information of which I'd like to make you aware.
Okay,
Due to
interesting.
the rather sensitive nature of my message, this feed is a private communique from my personal airship.
Okay.
What could you possibly have to tell us?
Are you going to tell us that Duke Albarea has Elise?
Does this concern Keldic by any chance?
It does indeed. I imagine all of you have seen what befell the town yourselves.
Yes, we just came from there.
The attack on Keldic was instigated by Duke Albarea alone. We of the Noble Alliance do not in any way condone it. If you plan to confront the Duke about his actions, you need fear no interference from us.
Okay.
Huh? Oh, I get it. You want us to take him out, don't you?
Surely not.
The bulk of the Kreutzen Provincial Army is already under my control.
Okay.
The attack was carried out by a small contingent of soldiers who remain loyal to my father. At present, they've walled themselves up in Aurochs Fort along with him. With the aid of the Imperial Army, you ought to be able to take the fortress without much trouble.
Ah.
This is insane.
They're not as well trained as the ones who are serving you, so you don't mind losing them, do you? I'm impressed at how cold-heartedly objective you can be, Mr. Chief of Staff.
Right.
Bet you'd love it if we ended up killing each other, so you'd have nothing to worry about, huh?
Nothing of the sort, Miss Clausel. Still, there's no denying my father's actions will be a millstone around the neck of the Alliance going forward.
True enough.
But considering the position I hold, I can't very well publicly oppose him. And that's why I figured I might bring up the matter with all of you. Well, I've said my part. Oh, and Eustace, this is an intensely family-centric affair, as I'm sure you realize. I'm very curious how you'll approach it. Well then, if you'll excuse me.
Okay. Goodbye.
I suppose I'll hope and pray for your success this once, as a sitting member of Thor's Board of Directors.
Right. Well.
Nothing like using other people to do your dirty work.
There remains a real possibility that this is a trap.
That's fair,
Still,
yeah.
now we know the Alliance wants something done about Duke Albarea as much as we do. This could be the best chance we're ever going to get to stop him from wreaking more havoc.
Yeah.
I can't allow my father to commit any more of these unforgivable crimes. I will go to Aurochs Fort and apprehend Duke Albarea myself. And it would mean the world to me if all of you were to lend me your aid.
Eustace.
Do you even need to ask?
Of course we will. We'll be with you every step of the way.
Let's do it. With that, they finally began preparations to apprehend Duke Albarea. Duke Albarea's actions against Keldic were believed to be in violation of a number of Imperial laws. With that fact as justification, Class 7 chose to call upon the aid of the 4th Armored Division and RMP to formally place him under arrest. In the end, they settled upon the following plan. First, the 4th Armored Division would attack Bereahard's northern line of defense. Meanwhile, the RMP would attack the city's southern line of defense, forcing them to call for reinforcements from Arcus Fort. I don't know. They said it once. This would give Class 7 the opportunity to attack the fortress using the Courageous with relatively limited opposition. And once the fortress was under their control, they were to arrest Duke Albarea, effectively completing the mission. Fair enough. While all of this was being finalized, the remaining touches were put to Valomar's reinforced sword. The operation proved to be an opportune time to test it and collect much-needed data. Data. I felt the need to repeat it because I don't think I said it right the first time. I didn't say it, data or data. I don't know what's happening. I'm going crazy. The next day, the time came for the operation to begin. I should probably stop the episode. I was kind of expecting to get a chance to pause and save and stuff. Well, the time's finally come. Is everyone ready to go? Of course. We can't let Eustace down. This is our chance to avenge Otto's death, too. I appreciate it. Just try and focus your thoughts on the operation for now. You can worry about other things later. We'll be right there with you. It sounds like everyone's all fired up and ready to go. This will be our first chance to test Valamar's newly fortified weapon, too. How'd it turn out? Great, actually. And like Laura said, today's operation makes it the perfect chance to test it out in battle. I hope so. It'll be a good way to iron out the kinks anyway. The more data I have, the better off we'll be when it comes to making that Tachi. Guys, the 4th Armored Division and the Railway Military Police are almost ready to make their move. Let me know as soon as you're ready. The sooner the better. I'm coming with you. It doesn't sit right with me to have you going up against high-ranking Jaegers alone. That's no reason to let your guard down, though. Make sure you have everything you need. No problem. Alright. The number of members in the party has temporarily increased to 7. Okay. So I think we'll take Emma as our main magic and healing and stuff. I think it feels appropriate to bring Machias along, and then we'll bring Fee and Elliot. I think I like that. We'll confirm that. To advance the main story, speak to Toa and select commence operation. Okay, so we're going to end the episode here. Next time, we will be starting the operation. In between this, I'm going to quickly double check like equipment and stuff to just ensure that we're using like the best stuff that we can. So yeah. But for now, that's it. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please let me know down in the comments below and maybe leave a like. And if you want to catch the next episode as it comes out, go ahead and hit subscribe. But for now, that's it. So see ya.